Before we get started here today, there are still a few Pokemon that we have not seen that we can obtain using the Super Rod in some various areas. I want to go over these first, and if you don't want to see this, either skip to the timestamp on screen right now or click on the annotation yonder. Either way, let's get started. On Route 205 North, Valley Windworks, and Fuego Ironworks, you may become an oyster fisherman and catch yourself a Shelder. I think this one's more of a clam, but its evolution is nonetheless. What was once known as an incredible physical wall has not aged well. Despite solid speed and offense for how high its defense is, its water-ice type when fully evolved and the advent of better rock-type moves including Stealth Rock have hurt it to say the least. Both of its abilities can be fun and it's not horrible, it's just not as viable as it once was. At Canalave City and Route 223 is Staryu. Tried and true, it's one of the best special attacking families of all time, and it's never been bad. A lot of the good TMs it learns can be bought in one way or another, but keep in mind that its level up moves become severely limited after it evolves. It's also a good user of Rapid Spin, which nullifies moves like Stealth Rock and Toxic Spikes, so it even has multiple uses on top of being a good special sweeper. Third, on Iron Island is Quillfish, which is a weird Pokemon. It clearly wants to be a Swift Swim sweeper, and it does that pretty well, I guess. It gets Poison Jab leveling up, and Waterfall is an easy option to teach it, plus it has the ability to learn the elusive Explosion TM. Its type is pretty good on the defense, but it lacks power for being a Swift Swim sweeper. As expected, you would want to use this in the rain, but there's better options out there. And last, on Route 226, is Relicanth. Yet another strange Pokemon. I guess to be fair, Staryu was at least strange in its concept and appearance, so I won't be too hard on it. It's yet another rock type with high defense. But it's not quite as molasses as other rock types can be. And it can be a good counter to other rock types due to them being slightly slower than it, combined with Relicanth getting same type attack bonus from water moves. Relicanth also has an attractive feature, and I'm clearly not talking about its face. Okay, no, it actually is its face. Relicanth can learn Head Smash, get same type attack bonus from it, and have Rock Head for its ability. Unfortunately, it learns it at level 78, so it's gonna take some serious training to see this thing's true potential. That should be everything that we have missed, so on with the video. Hey everybody, it's Chugga Conroy. Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum. Last time, simply put, we did and saw everything there was left to do and see in this adventure of ours. This time, we are back at the Pokemon League for a rematch to defend our title of Champion of Sinnoh. But before we go in there, to our true final battle, there is a single new Pokemon that we are able to find at the Pokemon League if we fish using the Super Rod. And this is seriously the note that we are ending things on? Luvdisc? This did not deserve this spot. Coming in after Arceus, Dialga, Palkia, all those dramatic encounters, all those powerful Pokemon, everything that I've been able to gush over that I have loved, we are ending on Luvdisc. When talking about Luvdisc, I have a bit of a tradition, or at least it's becoming one here today because it's the second time that I am doing this. Regardless of what your opinion is on the website, Smoggin has an article about Luvdisc that I think describes it better than I ever could do. So giving full credit to them, here's what I would like to say about Luvdisc. We'll take a generic water type, give it crummy stats everywhere except for speed, give him a trait that doubles his speed in rain, and the option to use agility, and call it a day. Luvdisc is great if you're playing with battle timeout because its mere presence should cause your opponent to laugh at it for so long that you win the match. I said all this before, so to make things a little bit more unique and special, we'll tack on the clause where they mention that Charm turns Luvdisc into a very sturdy physical wall that can survive 2 Caterpie tackles and force it to switch out. Yeah, it's not exactly the best Pokemon. It doesn't exist for battling. What it does exist for, however, is to be your easy source of heart scales. It has a high chance of holding them in the wild, and if you were to use Thief on it or just catch it, it is able to serve that purpose for you. There have been plenty of other ways to get heart scales up to this point, be it the newspaper in Salacion Town, the underground. It's not like we haven't had ways to obtain them already, but it's just meant to be your easy endgame way, should you want to raise up some team for multiplayer. Also, I love how I haven't gotten Love Disc to appear throughout this entire time. Not that I'm complaining, I would personally love it if Gyarados was the final thing that I got to gush over and it would end on that note, but no, Love Disc just had to feel special by being an encounter in the Pokemon League in Route 224 and nowhere else. So that's that. Enough ragging on the little guy, though. Let's go inside. I'd like to take a moment to thank all of the Pokemon that made our journey what it was. Yeah, there's the team, and they're certainly important. They were with us every day. And the HM users were important, too. They were our supporting characters, after all. Without them, we would not have been able to adventure as thoroughly as we did. But what's often overlooked are the extras. The Pokemon that enabled us to finish a side quest, Pokemon that served as boss fights, that allowed us to show off some awesome thing that Sinnoh had to offer, that we could show some kind of fun in-game trade, or not so fun in-game trade. A lot of these Pokemon were important for one thing or another, despite only making one appearance on our team or one appearance in a fight. And I'd like to show all of those Pokemon that made our journey what it was, down to the smallest detail, now. Let us remember all of these encounters. And if your memory seems a little bit rusty on them, keep in mind that there were times that I was doing daily side quests off screen so that I could show items that you got from them. That did happen. But much like how the HM users were our supporting characters, these guys were the background characters. They were a lot of the lifeblood of what we were able to accomplish. To give you an idea of just how far we have come, between the core 6 team members, the 2 HM users, and all of the minor Pokemon, we have caught exactly 100 Pokemon. Yeah, I was surprised when I learned that too. I didn't think it was gonna come out to such a perfectly wrapped bow of a number, but it did. Now, you've seen the team members as they are. I showed their natures. I suppose I could also go through their movesets just to show you how much things have changed. Show you what it is I'm going in with. None of the movesets have really changed all that much for a while, but that's what I got. I did change their hold items up a little bit, and, as overpowered as Vanity might be, I think I want to open with her because I know what's coming up. With that, let's get started. I do want to let you know, I want to bring attention to the fact that the Elite Four have not changed their teams whatsoever. They are the same Pokemon with the same movesets and same abilities holding the same items. None of that has changed. They are just a little bit higher leveled. For that reason, I don't see it as all that important for us to go through all these fights as we did the first time again. I'll just be speeding through them. It's the same logic that I'm using with that Barry fight of how I said I felt it wasn't all that important for us to go back and fight Barry again, considering that his team doesn't change aside from the levels, and most of you agree. Same thing is going on here. But somebody who has changed is Cynthia. her team is different from what we saw last time. And for that reason, that is going to be our main attraction here today. So, by no means is this a goodbye. I'll just see you on the other side of the Elite Four once they have fallen. That is, if I don't lose horribly. And I suppose that while we are doing this, there is a topic that I should mention because it is kind of important to the history of the series. It is that in early Japanese releases of Diamond and Pearl, there was a glitch that you could do in the Pokémon League. Those doors that close behind you in the chambers of each of the Elite Four were not solid tiles. You could surf through them. This would allow you to go out of bounds, and if you were aware of where the map data was stored, you could go to places that you were not supposed to go to from here. You could go out of bounds, you could do all kinds of fun stuff. And because of that, it was possible to make it to New Moon Island and the Flower Paradise to fight Darkrai and Shaman without the need for an event. You could not fight Arceus, as this would not allow you to go off of the default Z-axis when walking around on the maps. And on top of that, Arceus does have a special check in place where it checks to see if you have an Azure Flute, and if you don't, Arceus' sprite will simply not spawn into the map at all. I guess they just really didn't want people getting Arceus too easily, even if they were able to hack or cause some kind of glitch or something like that. It was interesting. It was one of the few times that a DS game ever received an official patch. They did a recall on cartridges, and it was kind of interesting. It was something that a lot of people wanted to be able to get through importing, and just in general, kind of a weird topic that you don't see happen all that often or make it through quality assurance. I've known about this, and I remember the days when it was uncovered. I just didn't think it was very fitting to talk about it on our first visit because of how tight a lot of these battles were and how down to the wire some of them were. I thought that would kind of take away from things, so I was saving it for our revisit. And speaking of things that I didn't say on our first visit, under all of that ground in Bertha's chamber lies the hopes and dreams of that guy outside of Sunnyshore's City who said he was going to become the league champion using only Pikachu. Oh boy. And that's that. As Supernova winks at us on the bottom screen, now you will never be able to unsee that, not like it matters because we're probably going to be looking at that for what, one more minute. I have fully healed up the team, and I used the Lepa Berry to restore PP to Vanity's Surf and Ice Beam for, obvious reasons. Let's do this. One look at you tells me many things about you. Together, you and your Pokemon overcame all the challenges you faced, however difficult. It means that you've triumphed over any personal weaknesses, too. That power you learned, I can feel it from you. That's enough talking. Let's get on to why you're here. I, Cynthia, accept your challenge as the Pokemon League champion. There won't be any let-up from me. You wanted us to meet again? Let's give you the fight of your life. Cynthia begins a fight. How else but with Spiritomb. It is level 74. Ghost Dark type, pressure for its ability. With the moves Dark Pulse, Psychic, Silver Wind, and Ominous Wind. This thing is a pain. It has nothing that is type effective against it. Doesn't matter what you use. So I'm just going in with Bodhi, hoping for the best, seeing if I can chip it down as good as I can. It has two moves that can give it all stats up, which if it gets that off, that is downright dangerous. Oh, that is so good. I do overhave its health. I know that it's got Silver Wind that's type effective on me, but it's not same type attack bonus, and Spiritomb's more of a tank than anything else. Good. Okay, good, I can take it. I was about to eat my words right there if I didn't. And this Earthquake should soundly finish it off. That went a lot easier than I thought it would. I considered using Acrobat against it, even though it had Psychic, just simply because I didn't think Acrobat would be useful to me for many other things in this fight. So I'd chip it down and have Bodhi be able to finish it off, but no, it's good that I went with that. Togekiss! Joy! Just what I wanted to see come out second. Vanity, let's give you a go. Togekiss is once again a complete and utter jerk. Do not let its cheery demeanor and that smile fool you. It is not the face of mercy. At level 76, normal flying type, hustle for its ability. It has the moves Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Water Pulse, and Psychic. It's mean. It really is. It's a tank, its moves do a lot of damage, and pretty much the only silver lining is, once again, it doesn't have Serene Grace. If it did have Serene Grace, it would be an even bigger pain to fight than it already is. Vanity is a special wall, and that Air Slash isn't going to be able to flinch me with me being faster than it. I also recover off a little health from the leftovers. I think Vanity should be able to do a sufficient job walling it. That being said, it's probably also going to do a sufficient job walling me, because I'm just going to barely not knock it out right here, and she's totally going to use a full restore. Ooh! Air Slash missing. You don't see that every day. I'll take it. Even though she's gonna full restore right here, that is absolutely fine in my book. This could be going a lot worse than it is right now. Vanity, if you would be so kind to be the upstanding, awesome sea serpent that you are, and freeze and or critical it, that would be wonderful. Okay, nothing there, but criticaling it the next turn would avoid you taking a little bit more damage and might get you to full health in the near future. I think I'll just barely fall short, but it'd be nice. Come on, Togekiss. Please go down. Be a frozen... Nope. It's not gonna stay cool for the boy. It actually is a boy! For a moment there, I was thinking I'd have to correct myself saying that no, it's a girl because it's on Cynthia's team and most of her Pokemon are girls, but no. It is actually male. No second full restore? Good. That's one of her terrible team members. No, amazing team members. Terrible team member would mean that it'd be really easy for me to beat. That's one of the things I dislike fighting the most out of the way. Roserade. I don't really have anybody that can easily deal with this, so let's go Acrobat just on the grounds that it probably won't get much other chance to do much. Roserade is level 74, Grass Poison type, natural cure for its ability, with the moves Energy Ball, Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, and Extra Sensory. Good type coverage is the name of the game here. Everything on her team has had one of its moves changed, and in almost every case, it's dramatically increased. Oh man, yes! Yes! Oh, there's the Razor Claw coming in! Oh, that was beautiful after I thought Acrobat wasn't gonna get to do much. That was awesome! Alright, yeah, I was just saying, her team has got really good type coverage in almost all situations. It's tough to deal with. There's not easy ways to deal with most of her team. Speaking of which, Milotic is not one of these Pokemon. I think it actually has worse type coverage than what it originally did, cuz it's level 74, Water type, Marvel Scale for its ability, and it's got the moves Surf, Ice Beam, Mirror Coat, and Aqua Ring. Its new strategy is setting up that Aqua Ring early to get some HP recovery going. Personally, I think she would have been better off equipping the leftovers, but I'm not complaining. It's alright, I guess. It's not as tough as it was before. Because of that Mirror Coat, I didn't want to go with Supernova doing that Thunderbolt. I just thought this would be all around the smartest way that I could do things. I'm also pretty sure that I can survive this Surf just fine, considering how Vanity's experience with Surf is typically bit... Oh, critical's flying all over the place here. Here comes. Have we had a Pokemon faint yet? I just realized that. Her team is halfway gone. No, more than halfway gone. 2/3 of the way gone. And have we had anything faint yet? Well, I think we're about to. Yeah, well, all 6 of ours are still going. They're still kicking. Here it is. The big bad Garchomp. I'm glad Vanity's got as much health as it does because nobody would like fighting this in a weakened state. Heck, nobody likes fighting this thing in any state, so let's be honest. Garchomp is level 76, Dragon Ground type, Sandveil, it missed! It missed! Sorry, just getting excited. Sandveil for its ability, holding a Citrus Berry with the moves Dragon Rush, Earthquake, Brick Break, and Giga Impact. It can hurt, it definitely can, but not when it's missing, oh, like that. Oh, my heart is pounding. This is playing with my emotions so much. The miss, it's seemingly going down and hanging on to red health. The Citrus Berry kicking in when it does. I don't think it's in range for her to use the full restore. I think I got... Oh, it didn't even do any damage. It missed twice. Oh, that is beautiful. This is the thing that I was afraid of. This is why Vanity was the most trained up member of the team. I didn't train up all that many levels. I think each team member got +2 or 3 levels since before, but I thought I was gonna need to train for a long time, but based on how the team was doing, I thought I would just kind of go at only 2 levels stronger than I was before at the start of the league. Lucario. Bodhi, this is your fight. Lucario is definitely no slouch. It can definitely finish you off if you're off guard, even with that Garchomp gone from her team. Level 76, Fighting Steel type, Steadfast for its ability, with the moves Aura Sphere, Dragon Pulse, Psychic, Earthquake. Speaking of Earthquake, that's what I'm doing to you. I was thinking if there was any time for Bodhi to ever be used in this fight, it'd be right now. I can't believe it. We've had nobody faint up to this point. I say up to this point because, yeah, it was too good to be true. Okay. All right, that's a little bit unfortunate. I was kind of hoping I'd get the Earthquake. Scythe is being outsped by that thing, no question. Supernova is weak to the Aura Sphere, but it's a special wall. It can probably take it just fine. Nothing else it's got is anything I think I need to worry about, so let's go for the Fire Blast. It might have been good to lay down the Reflect right there to protect something else from the Earthquake when Supernova would go down, but I think I'm just gonna go right for the Throat by lighting the Throat on fire. That is very gruesome. Come on, Supernova, come on, come on, come on, come on. That wasn't even oh man, that wasn't even a critical hit. That's bad. Dolan, I don't know if you can do this. I've been waiting to use that one. Fire Punch? Wouldn't have got a chance to use the Reflect anyway, so it was pointless. This fight was going so smoothly, I wasn't afraid of this Lucario. I guess maybe I was right when I said that if you're off guard, it can definitely hurt, but I didn't think it'd be quite this bad with how easy we took out everything else. Won't let this end yet. This match is too fun to let it end this easily. I know what you mean. Idolin, as long as you don't get critted, we've won. It's a little bit painful to know that I could have had a perfect match if I just went straight for Idolin and didn't try to see if Bodhi could do it. But I kind of wanted to see if we could end things the way they began by having Bodhi get the finishing blow on the last Pokemon. That's it! We've won. Idolin ends our journey at level 68, getting even stronger in the process. Because what level up doesn't make you stronger? Yeah, unless you're Shedinja and you're talking about HP. Just now, you become the most powerful of all the trainers. You are now our newest champion, once again. That was excellent, truly an outstanding battle. You gave the support your Pokemon needed to maximize their power, and you guided them with certainty to secure victory. You have both passion and calculating coolness. Together, you and your Pokemon can overcome any challenge that may come your way. Those are the impressions I got from our battle. I'm glad I got to take part in the crowning of Sinnoh's new champion. Come with me. We'll take the lift. I know we've heard this all before, but it just feels so final that I wouldn't want to gloss over it and pretend like it's not there or just be like, yeah, we don't need to hear all this again because we have before. It's just a nice finale, and this Professor Rowan theme is the best. It's great. The room ahead is the Hall of Fame. Emil, your last battle was splendid. Oh, hello, Professor Rowan. A child I enlisted for my Pokédex project has come this far. It's only natural that I come and witness the child's crowning glory. Emil, I shouldn't call you a child anymore. You've grown into a real champion. Professor, you still enjoy the enthusiasm kids bring to your research, don't you? Emil, step this way, please. Professor Rowan, please join us. No matter how many times I come here, I always find myself standing up straighter than usual. It's a natural reaction, Professor. This room is a legacy to the hopes, dreams, and struggles of Pokémon and their trainers to excel. Emil, welcome to the Hall of Fame. Your names will be recorded for posterity here. What you are leaving are the memories of your adventures so far. It's time to record your names, you and your Pokémon. Remember, your Pokémon are partners that grew with you through many challenging battles. This machine will make a permanent record of your achievement. Poor Supernova is the one who gets the shaft in the picture this time. And that was Pokemon Platinum. We've sat through these credits already, but I think I still have plenty to say about what we've done here and just this journey in general and my general thoughts on it. Plus, I got a lot of people to thank, so let's do that. I gotta thank a lot of people for making this series a reality. It's been in the works for a long time. I gotta thank Stephen George and Malmix for coming up with most of the visual design for these videos and for fully helping me fully realize my ideas for it. Here I am tripping over my own tongue at the end of all moments. But yes, the two of them have been helpful. A lot of the visual design that you've seen was their work. Things like the sidebars, the bios. We worked together to make all those things, and they did a really good job. At least I think they did. I gotta thank AntDude92 for helping me finish putting together some images, like the encounter rates, quicker than I could have done on my own. Of course, I thank Masayanella for making the legendary encounters look awesome and just bringing them to life with the artwork that she made for them. And as if that wasn't enough, also her critiques of the general presentation of these videos. Oh, and did I mention also naming Derpidius? I said that I was gonna name this if the person that named it ended up being a guest eventually, but she never did. So, there you go. There's Cephazon, Maryland, and Yoshiller for not only being guests, but for also fact-checking some things for me. If you break it down, there's a lot of info that went into every episode of this series. Between the bios, the encounter rates, things that I say, it's a lot. And I was bound to be wrong some of the time, and, well, was. One of my goals was to make the bios much more descriptive and helpful than just talking about the strengths and stats of a Pokemon. While a lot of the research was done on my own and based on my own experiences of using Pokemon, they helped to catch things I didn't. And by that I mean catch things I missed, not catching the Pokemon themselves. Of course, as an extension of that, I gotta thank all the multiplayer guests who brought their own styles to the table. I think the only ones I haven't thanked yet are Alex and Kelly of the Dex, Tamashi Hiroka, Shady Penguin, and Jaywitz, so thank you. I like how I stumbled on Jaywitz right there. I was trying to go through them in order and make sure I wasn't leaving anyone out. When I have said that this series has been in the works for a long time, even with the help of all these people that helped me get things finished quicker than I could have on my own, or just help design certain aspects of the visuals of the videos, this series began production back in 2012. That is how long this has been in the works. There's the fact that every time that you see some kind of visual asset on the screen that's not the game footage, the sidebars, the bios, the artwork used for the legendary encounters, those are not existing things that I just copy and paste from a website and ask permission for. Those are things that are the general template for how they look is made, and then all the data's got to be put in. It takes a lot of time. There were hundreds of bios. There were 20 plus Pokemon that served as bosses themselves that got portraits. There were hundreds more sidebars than there were bios. It was a lot. And that stuff takes a long time even with people helping you out. And then, of course, there's checking things over and making sure there's not mistakes, and even then, some still slip through the cracks. Yeah, it does take a lot of time, and, some people might say that it's a lot to go through for just making a Let's Play of a game, but to me, this game is important. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum aren't exactly the most fondly remembered games in the series, but I think they were very important games. Between the introduction of online multiplayer, between new things they brought to the series, the fact that Platinum was the first game to have a really big focus on story and turn the story, like I said, of Diamond and Pearl from nothing into something, I thought it was great. But more importantly than that, I'll tell you right now that being a Pokemon fan, being in the generation that grew up with Pokemon from the very beginning, middle school and high school sucked. I can't tell you how many times I got made fun of or, even beaten up for liking Pokemon in school. It was a miserable time. And all these people telling me I'm a nerd that likes things that no one else likes. All the people I knew that liked Pokemon lived super far away, and I never had a chance in hell of ever meeting them in person. Because of Diamond and Pearl taking the game online, that was when I was finally able to battle and trade with all those people that I talked about with Pokemon for years. And on top of that, this was the time where I think Pokemon became cool again to a lot of people. Because upon the release of Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, there were people I knew, even in high school, that got this game and were like, hey, I'm remembering why I like Pokemon so much. And it was no longer a matter of, I'm not going to play games that are E-rated because that's not the adult thing to do, and I'm becoming an adult, even though I'm still a kid. Yeah. It was representatory of a bad period of my life just kind of coming to an end. And for those reasons, as well as everything that I have praised in this game throughout our journey in it, I wanted to do all I could for it. But with that, we may revisit Sinnoh from time to time for some Battle Frontier challenges, similar to what I did for the Pikmin 3 multiplayer, but for now, our journey's come to a close. See you guys back here next time for when we pay a revisit to something we have not seen in a very long time. See you guys then. You're in training then? You know, my son trains as hard as you do, but I still treat him as if he were a child. It's ridiculous, really. He is a proper gym leader and all. It's always tricky between a father and a son, it seems. Humph, I've wasted your time! Take this as my apology! There are Pokémon that evolve into the Steel type using that metal coat! They need to hold that item while being traded to evolve! Try using it if you like! Farewell!